Hello and welcome back. This is the ninth episode now of the series of recordings on this channel. And I just wanted to give a very quick update here before going to bed for tonight. But I did make a little bit of progress actually um, on the action side, on the virtue side of this adventure that I'm on, I guess. And I just wanted to update you guys on that. So I had my second meeting with the therapist today, and I think we made a lot of great progress. We talked through some of, I guess, the thought patterns that were keeping me sort of in the cycle. And we came up with a plan for how to possibly, start working. Um, we talked about a lot of really interesting things. We talked about the thoughts that sort of kept me in this loop of, using like YouTube videos or like other stuff online to kind of distract from living in the real world, and and de-stress. And I talked to her a little bit about how the measures that I had taken in the past to kind of stop this. And strangely, I told her about a time in my past where I had stopped access to the internet for almost a month, and she asked me that what I was doing in the meantime, and it turns out actually I couldn't quite remember what I was doing during that time, and that that alone couldn't get me to start working. So so it was really mostly just replaced by just boredom. Um, So I think we talked together, and she was telling me essentially that there that instead of worrying about that, what we would do instead is we would try to have a time every day that's set aside for work. And then after that time, for the rest of the day, it's essentially like off time during which I can do whatever I want and feel okay with doing what I want to do. So Um, so I guess starting tomorrow. So that's one thing. We also talked a little bit about some of the thoughts that I was having, and I think what we talked was that I think a significant amount, part of the reason why I'm having trouble like motivating myself to work is because I don't have a really clear picture of what's going to happen in the future, and I have some anxiety about my future in terms of career, and such. And so we essentially found that a really core part of this fear of the future is that I don't feel I can be competent or able to deal with the future. And so we kind of investigated that in CBT fashion. Um, uh, CBT is cognitive behavioral therapy, and examined those thoughts and found that I'm actually have demonstrated quite a degree of resilience and ability to accomplish difficult tasks in the past. And I actually do think I'm sort of confident that I would be able to deal with issues in the future as well and to be accomplished in the future as well. So I really don't need to be that afraid, and I don't need to have everything sort of figured out to begin with, that I can carry on into the future and do what needs to be done, um, and face up to whatever challenges, are served my way by the future. So that was sort of the first, that was another thing that we talked about. So so as I said, starting tomorrow, we will begin having we'll section off a certain time to try to do work. So I think we're sectioning off, we're going to try to do 4 hours tomorrow. And then in addition to that, I've also been reading the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. And I had read that before, that book, but I was just rereading it, and I really, really do like it. I think it has a lot of concepts in that book that are useful to someone like me. And so I was going to, proceed um, using that book and the strategies that he outlines as a guide for how I will approach behavior change. And I implemented a bunch of habits involving making food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Well, making food for breakfast and lunch, and then ordering dinner. Um, and and for prayer in the morning. And so those are all the habits that I'm changing. There's habits for eating, making sure that I'm getting enough food, and that, I'm keeping myself healthy. For prayer, and how at least once a day at the very beginning of the morning, I get a chance to, pray, talk to God, and for work as well. So I think with those three things, if I can actually get those things, fixed, then I have all the essentials, the things that I sort of can't live without. Um, and then um, and then from there we can sort of expand on adding, more habits, or essentially go from there after these habits are established. So that's where I am right now. So tomorrow I'll wake up, I'll do the prayer, I'll brush my teeth, etc., do the toiletries, and then immediately I'll get to work, do 4 hours, and then after that make breakfast, eat breakfast, and then take some time off, and then take a break. And then I have later in the morning the group meeting presentation that I have to give. So that shouldn't be too bad. I'll just go and give that. And then after that, I have to pick Diego up from the airport. And then after that, I am done. So that's essentially everything for tomorrow. I hope that I'm able to do what I need to do tomorrow, God willing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's the update for tonight. And I'll talk to you guys later on. All right, talk to you later. Bye.